It is 6:01 on January 20th, 2022 for the regular board meeting for the Park District Board of Commissioners. Roll call, please.
Yes.
Yours is not?
No.
Roll call?
Sorry. I was just getting the door open in case for the public. Commissioner Kessler,
Here by phone.
Commissioner Robbins,
Here. There's nothing there.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Thank you.
Commissioner Sente,
Here.
President Durhofer.
Here, if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on the agenda this evening is the omnibus vote agenda. Items under the omnibus vote agenda are considered routine and/or non-controversial. Can we get these lights turned on, please? And will be voted on, approved by one motion. If a separate vote of any one item is desired, it will be pulled from the omnibus vote agenda and voted on separately. Items on the omnibus for this evening are the minutes of the special meeting dated December 9, 2021, minutes of the closed session December 9, 2021, minutes of the regular board meeting dated December 16th, 2021, payables and payroll through January 20th, 2022 in the amount of $612,712.76. Could I have a motion to approve the omnibus vote agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Commissioner Sente,
I can vote on it if I wasn't here, right?
Yes, yeah,
Just asking. I wasn't
Kess-
present.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
included in the.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
President Durhofer.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is the financial reports for the period ending December 31st, 2021. Jeff, any changes to the financial reports as filed?
There are no changes, no.
Next item on the agenda is the welcome to visitors and public comment period. Being as there's no one in attendance, we will move to unfinished business, which there is none. So we'll move to reports and communication. Park Superintendent, James Kim. James?
Good evening. Just have a couple of reminders for our residents that all of our lakes and ponds, there is no recreational activities on them, so please stay off the ice. It looks thick, but it really isn't as thick as you might believe. We do have one ice rink open over at Century Park North on the basketball court. It's been open since January 7th, but because of the wild weather we've had, the sand volleyball court is being set up differently, and we are attempting to flood it currently. We have about 2 inches of ice, which is good, so we're hoping to maybe get that up and running by Monday or Tuesday. Please look for updates on our website. And then last, we've had some freezing rain events the past 3 years in a row, and our department has done everything we can to not salt our paths and our parking lots, except for Hartman and Century Park North. But we felt we really had no choice this year, and we did salt lightly to get that freezing rain off our paths and parking lots. We try not to make this a regular habit, as we try to limit the salt that's going into our ponds and lakes. And although we bought the most pet and vegetative friendly salt on the market, it still can burn, and it's still not really good for our turf. So right now, we are looking internally to see what we're gonna do moving forward, because this is 3 years in a row, and we don't feel like this is ever gonna end, and this is a new pattern in our weather patterns in this area of having that freezing rain sometime in January. So if there's any questions, please contact the Parks Department. And that concludes my report. If there's any questions.
Any questions for James? Next item on the Executive Director, Jeff Usher. Jeff?
Okay, I'm going to pinch hit for several of my staff here just to highlight a few things. For our finance department, you've got a couple of abatement ordinances before you tonight. Those are relative to the 2 bond issues, and those are required by statute that the board has to approve those, adopt those ordinances every year. There's an explanation in Marlo's report. I can certainly, help you with any of that, but basically it's just a deference and a reduction on those costs, on those bond issues every year that we have to file with the county then as well. Everybody's just really like knee-deep in budget preparations right now and budget meetings. That's been just kind of taking a greater part of everybody's day. From the marketing side of things, we're doing a camp guide. It's initially be digital only, but we're going to be doing some postcard mailings, and then the summer guide, we're going to include a camp guide insert with that from a publication standpoint. We feel like that's really a lot of our residents are asking for that sooner. They like to get, just their plans for the summer, what they're doing with their kids. So we feel a little bit better this summer because we're adding some additional sites. Everything the last couple years has been here at Sullivan because of limited numbers, and then the school district at Elementary North has let us use their facility. Now we're going to be branching out to Century Park North and using the pavilion for another camp there as well. So just feeling a little bit more comfortable that we can kind of spread out a little bit more. A lot of information here on just some promo stuff we're going to do at the Family Aquatic Center this summer. Going back to a Groupon, we did that a couple years. We've done that a couple years back, and it was a very successful promo for us. Brought in a decent amount of additional revenue for the Aquatic Center. We're going to be doing that again. And I think just if you had a chance to see as you walked in the building, our new Sully's Library that is just right outside the boardroom here that we co-opt with Cook Memorial Library in terms of just renovating that whole, in the past was a trophy case. And so now we've got this kind of, read a book, leave a book kind of thing, and free library. And it's really been a nice partnership to just kind of promote. And you see people going to the dance program or even the karate program, parents will come and they'll grab a book and read with their kids while they're sitting waiting for a class. And it's really just been a nice program that we've seen happen over the last, just got going within the last month. Under HR and risk for Jessica, a lot of time on her training in terms of transitioning into our superintendent of finance and HR position. You have on here tonight where we need to authorize Jessica as our IMRF agent on behalf of the district. We're still continuing to do a lot of job postings. Still need, we're looking at camp directors, camp counselors, aquatic staff. We still need PAL staff. There, people leaving, people getting sick. So we're still using a lot of even rotation with full-time employees going to help out with the after-school program, just to keep that program moving. We've in your packet, you'll see we had a change in our HR specialist, our full-time HR specialist, Erin O'Sullivan, just notified us 2 days ago that she decided not to come on board and took another job. And so we went to Plan B and had this woman, Shona Headkey, that has accepted. And so they were a close 1-2. So Shona is going to be starting with us on February 3rd. She currently works for the Lombard Park District. She's worked with Franklin Park District. So we're excited about, having her on board as well. We don't really know what happened with the other candidate, other than my guess is she got a better offer and a lot more money than what we were offering. And that's just what's happening today, unfortunately. One thing I did want to add between Amy is our COVID, gatekeeper right now. So if any employee tests positive or has a close contact, she's the person that you notify on behalf of the staff. Jessica's handled this the last 2 years, and just within the last couple months now, we've turned that over to Amy. And so for the board's benefit, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but just if one person tests positive, there is a laundry list of work that has to take place in terms of notification, not just your coworkers, but the county And all the close contacts, you gotta send out confirmation. There's probably 6 or 7 just pieces of communication that has to be distributed just for one notification. And I'm assuring you, we've had dozens of positive cases within our employees over the last, probably 4 to 6 weeks. So it takes a better part of Amy's day, every day. You can imagine what Jessica had went through for the last 20 months, 22 months of this. It's overwhelming. And so I share that with you because it's really been a significant benefit to us to have those 2 individuals on behalf of our organization, just monitoring things, doing things by the book. And we change because our daycare and our preschool have different protocols that they have to follow than someone like maybe you or I, in terms of we're affected. If you're vaccinated, you can get back to work within 5 days if you're feeling good. In childcare and preschool, it's 10 days. If a childcare student becomes infected, the whole class gets shut down. You don't have that in a school setting because the kids are older than 5 and they can be vaccinated and they're separated. You can't separate 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds properly. And so the rules of engagement are different at different levels. And so it's just this crazy web. Our child care teachers, we had another child care teacher test positive today. She's out for 10 days. And that's the rule there. So we lose an employee for 10 days. So I just wanted to share with you that's been a really big chore for us for quite a while. In Tom's report, we're really happy to see like our men's basketball leagues go back up. We've got 16 teams back in. We didn't have that the last couple years, so that's really good to see. Even our youth basketball program, our numbers are going up, so that's been really positive. Our annual, just the 2 of us, which is our daddy-daughter date night, if you will, kind of, that event sold out. We limited, participation just so we could have, spread out a little bit. Our annual mother-son event, Janice.
Yep, I've been in the past, yeah.
So we're limiting that, and that's an event that takes place on March 18th. New this year is our 8th annual craft beer test. Usually we do that in February, March indoors, but again, because of the limited, so we're gonna go outside this year. And we're doing it in late May in Century Park South and kind of spread our wings a little bit there. So that's a little different animal. James gave you his report. You've got Lacey's information there in terms of facility attendance. On my end, you have the salary and merit information that I put in your packets. Again, if just more information in advance of just our conversation in February when we do our budget workshop. I'm happy to answer any questions the board may have individually. And this was something that I know the board in past, a lot of times you don't want to have this, sometimes it can be a delicate conversation to have at the table with staff there. And so I would invite you to just have, if you want to have one-on-one conversations with me about thoughts, or if you have other comments, or I provided you with information that I do every year with 40-plus park districts and what they're doing. It gives you a pretty good sense of what districts are doing, what we can afford to do. We just needed some direction from the board for just budgeting purposes so we can get that implemented. You got a couple items on the agenda tonight that are parks related. So an update on ComEd with, I'm working, closely with Senator Johnson and Jason Anselment now, who's the lead counsel with IAPD, because Senator Johnson now has taken on the position where she is putting an active piece of legislation. I was supposed to get the draft today. That didn't happen because the bill has to be delivered tomorrow. And so she's filing it tomorrow sometime. IPD's put their hands on it. It's really the initial draft on it was very park district related in terms of any park district entities that have a agreement with an electrical utility company, okay? So IEP, or Paderma came in and said, we represent more than park districts, IEPD does as well. So we included language of conservation districts and forest preserve districts in there to kind of broaden that. They also wanted, Paderma wanted other public utilities listed. I don't think that passed this test because, again, we're focusing on ComEd is the one that many of these entities are having issues with, including us. We don't have issues with the gas companies, if you will. It's the electric companies. So as soon as I'm hoping I'm going to get that either later tonight or maybe first thing in the morning. And I'm happy to share that. When I get it, I'll share it with you all. I think right now, I think the emphasis it would be to, hopefully we can get the utility company to the table to have some conversation and some dialogue. And instead of the concern of the public utility owns the property, they could very easily come back to us as the owner and say, well, take it or leave it, you know? This is the way, it's our property, and so there's that risk. And certainly I don't want to put our district in that risk because we have a nice bike and walk path through this park. We have a parking lot that we need to use. So if push came to shove, I think I would be coming back to you and just, you know, we would have to, on the merits of that, just save face and move forward with it and pay the extra supplemental insurance so that we can keep that, right? So not sure where this is going to go, how far it get, you know, once it gets filed. I'm hoping that there's going to be some dialogue. That's the update on that. Any questions anybody has on that?
Nope. Commissioner Robbins.
So, Jeff, I just want to approach just one thing. For example, we're sending out the camp guides in April or so. Are they going to have in their fees for the different programs that we're going to have?
Yes.
Okay. So how does it work? Because the camp would start after our new fiscal year. We haven't approved the budget yet as to what the fees would be.
Yeah, so those fees are deferred, but you have to, you know, at this point, even in all the items that are in our brochure, in our summer brochure, all of our day camps and all of our other programs, those are approved from this past budget. And so, but the fees, the revenue that comes in, you might get people registering in February and March for that. And we get the same thing with our aquatic facility. People buying passes in April and May before the start of the fiscal year. Those funds get deferred after June 1.
Okay, because, you know, just take the pass, you know, what if we want to increase it a little bit or whatever? People are buying now at the old price or?
The aquatic?
Yeah.
Well, that's a conversation you're going to have, you know, next month at the budget workshop, what you want to do on that, yeah.
Okay.
So the only, you know, the Lakeview Fitness bid opening was this afternoon. I hope to have some numbers later tonight, at the latest tomorrow morning. And I'll be sharing that with you guys. So, you know, but we have a special meeting 2 weeks from tonight to hopefully be before you with some recommendations and adopt, you know, the plan accordingly. Or we may have to have some additional conversation on doing some serious value engineering with what's come in. There is a scheduled public officials and administrators meeting on Wednesday, February 9th. That's at Vernon Hills High School at their administrative building off of Lakeview Parkway. So if any of you are interested in attending that, let me know. Right now, it's intended to be live. That's really up to the host, which is Denise Herman, our school superintendent, whether she wants to do that or whether she wants to do it through a virtual, but right now it's scheduled to be. And then I think Amy sent you guys hopefully some information on this Hope for the Day, which is this mental health awareness. It's going on tomorrow morning at 9:30. If you have an hour and a half of your time and you want to jump in, please let me know. I can get you hooked in, but we're also going to try and record it too. so that we can share it. But it's, all of our full-time staff is required to attend this, and then we've also distributed it to our police chief, fire chief, our city manager, just to get them involved, because I think it's a needed conversation topic. And I've heard really positive things about this group that put this on. Several other park districts have facilitated it. It's gone over really well. That's all I have. I'd be happy to answer any other questions from the board.
Any questions for Jeff? Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Commissioner Committee Reports and Communications. There are none. So we'll move to board correspondence. Again, there are none. So we will move to new business. Ordinance 1-22, an ordinance abating the tax heretofore levied for the year 2021 to pay debt service on general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source, Series 2013A of the Vernon Hills Park District, Lake County, Illinois. Could I have a motion to approve ordinance 01-22?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion. Roll call.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Next item is ordinance 2-22, an ordinance abating the tax heretofore levied for the year 2021 to pay debt service on obligation bonds, park bonds, alternates revenue source, Series 2016A of the Vernon Hills Park District, Lake County, Illinois. Could I have a motion to approve ordinance 02-22?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion, roll call.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Next item is Resolution 01-22, a resolution for the appointment of an authorized Illinois municipal retirement fund agent. Could I have a motion to approve Resolution 01-22?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Next item on the agenda, can I have a motion to purchase a Toro Sandpro 3040 from Reindeers in the amount of $24,637.50?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is New Parks Vehicle Purchase Recommendation. Could I have a motion to purchase an F-350 4x4 with snowplow lift and gate from Morrow Brothers Ford out of Greenfield, Illinois in the amount of $56,460?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes. Final item is the commissioner comments. Commissioner Kessler.
None at this time.
Commissioner Robbins.
Nothing this evening.
Commissioner Sente.
Just wanted to briefly thank James for explaining and sticking with us for the capital improvement planning session. That was very helpful, and it's really nice to see both Amy and Jessica having advanced roles, and us always having the quality of staff that they're able to move up and assume new positions. So want to just say kudos to everybody.
Commissioner Geraldo.
None at this time.
And Commissioner Dorhofer, I have nothing at this time, so could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Geraldo,
Yes.
Commissioner Kessler,
Yes.
Commissioner Sente,
Yes.
Commissioner Robbins.
Yes.
President Dorhofer.
Yes, we are adjourned.
Do you have to do that part?
Joe, you are the nicest person. You have all these nice words coming out.